All right, let's talk about the guy who currently has the third highest odds to win MVP just a week after he had a rough performance against the Jets, as does seemingly everyone who plays them, bounces back and has a really big day against Miami. So I want to talk about the MVP candidate for 2 years in a row now, Jalen Hurts, and what he's doing so well for Philadelphia. So first, starting off with a play like this, it's going to be zone coverage. And the way this concept works is you're really trying to isolate a one-on-one matchup on the outside right here. It's going to be Devonta Smith, who is going to be the guy on the outside right here. So, okay, he's someone who you're trying to get the football to. Again, with the other receiver going to run more over the middle, that'll get the safety out of position. And with the corner in that area playing pretty far deep, if you can get underneath him, there could be a window. Watch as Hurts is going to take the snap. He runs a play action. He looks down the field. And yeah, there's a window to make this throw, but it's not wide open. You're going to have to time this one pretty well. And to be honest, I probably would have liked Hurts to be getting this ball out of his hands a little bit quicker, because one of the things that has been a knock on Hurts is he doesn't necessarily throw the bullet type throws that, say, like a Justin Herbert does, right? There's usually a little bit more air under his throws than some other players. Like right here, I would still say he gets the ball there in a hurry and is able to time it well enough that was a catchable pass, even if it wasn't actually caught by Smith on that one. So to me, I would still consider this a good play, and these are the kind of things I feel like he does pretty consistently as he makes these types of plays. Like this one's going to be another one where what's going to happen is it's going to be, again, almost the exact same situation. Quarters coverage, you have the same, very similar route here. Well, watch what happens. Again, watch how Hurts is going to take the snap, and again, he is a little bit patient. He kind of waits until his receiver starts to cut before he's making the throw, and I do think that is a strategic decision by Hurts. He doesn't want to put the ball in harm's way. He's been pretty good so far these past couple years at protecting the football. I know that Jets game happened, but as a whole, he's been pretty good at protecting the football, and this is part of it, is he doesn't, he might wait a little half second. He trusts that he still has the arm to get it over there. And as you see, he does have the arm to get it over there. They're able to get a completion, get a nice little, 15-yard gain on that one. And these are the kind of things that we kind of expect from Hurts. He does the simple stuff, right? That's always the first aspect. And it's kind of one of those things where when he was drafted, people talked about the athleticism, people talked about kind of those highlight reel level plays, but I always felt like he was underrated at doing those simple things, and people didn't think he could do it at the NFL level. Well, clearly he's showing not only can he do it, but he can do it at a really high level. Also, something like this. So I believe what's supposed to happen here is this is a man coverage play that Miami is in, but with, kind of several players over the middle, going to be running different routes than maybe you would expect, more over the middle routes, including the one you see on the screen. Miami's going to switch defenders on some of these routes. But watch as you see when Dallas Goedert runs his route, the linebacker who is on him doesn't really pick this up right away. Kind of lets him run by him a little bit. And again, for Jalen Hurts, this is a play that you probably do expect him to notice. I mean, this is something where, in fact, it's his read on this play, is the two receivers who are on the other side of the field are more running clear out routes. You're trying to get Goedert open on this play, but still, you do have to notice it. Hurts is able to make this throw. You see, really accurate throw. Just a well-oiled machine by Philadelphia, right? I mean, when you can get a quarterback who's already playing good football, those like easy wins, I mean, this is just going to be awesome. Like, this is going to make things so much easier for a quarterback, and I do think that's something that is underrated with Philadelphia. I think people kind of view Philadelphia as one of those teams where, they just have talent, they can run the football well, and they have great receivers who can just win on the outside. That's how they win, and Hurts can make some plays. But they do scheme stuff up as well pretty effectively. They do find ways to get guys open like that, and that's what they did on that play. And then there's this aspect of things for Jalen Hurts where what's going to happen is it's a man coverage play. So, okay, man coverage play. That's going to be notable in a second, but there's also going to be a 5-man rush. That's kind of the main thing to watch right here. Because look, as you see, Jalen Hurts takes a snap, actually looks over at a couple of different receivers. I mean, I've circled every eligible receiver. Is anyone open here? Well, actually, yes. That player is wide open, could potentially have a touchdown if Hurts notices it right this second and is able to get the ball down the field. It's far down the field, though, but the real issue is just the pressure. You see, Hurts just didn't have time to get there. He had time to look at a few of the routes, right? He was able to get to several reads, and none of those were open. But this is really where pressure comes through, right? People always view pressure as, if you get the pressure right away, quarterback can't make any throw. Usually you're going to have time to get to a read or two, but the pressure kind of limits how many reads you can get to. But this is where one of the big values of Jalen Hurts comes in, where you have a lesser quarterback, you're not going to be able to pick up a ton of yards on this play. However, as you see, Hurts is going to be able to scramble up, and he is going to go for that first down, and he gets to that first down. Got to protect the football there. Fumbled it out of bounds. Don't love to see that, but luckily it was out of bounds. But still, really good stuff. That athleticism of Hurts and his ability to see the field really well. Yes, there was eventually a wide open receiver, but again, you can't see the whole field for the entirety of the play. I think this is a very good play. And also stuff like this, where what's going to happen is it's going to be a zone coverage play that the Dolphins are in, running a zone coverage play, and you have a receiver who's going to just try and get into a gap in coverage underneath, not doing too much. I also, just to be clear, accidentally, the graphic is wrong. It's the receiver a little bit higher up on the screen. He's the guy who's going to be running that route. But watch Hurts and watch how when he takes the snap, again, pressure comes and he's able to get outside the pocket. And this is just a real, luxury to have, is when a play doesn't work right away as designed. You don't need it to work right away as designed, because now he looks down the field and says, oh, hey, I have an open guy here. Not only an open guy, but that's A.J. Brown. And Hurts and A.J. Brown do have good chemistry together, so watch what they're both going to do. Brown runs down the field to where nobody is. Hurts notices it, flips it to A.J. Brown. They get into the end zone for a touchdown. Just really good stuff from Hurts and from Brown here. So how do I view Jalen Hurts as an MVP candidate? I think it's fair. I don't have an issue with Jalen Hurts being an MVP candidate. I still think there is kind of a power vacuum for the MVP candidate spot. I think there's a lot of players that could end up winning it, just because I don't think anyone has been dominant right away to start the year. Like, usually it's kind of Mahomes' award and everyone else the challenger is kind of how it feels right now. But Mahomes didn't have as strong of a start to the season. There's other guys. Tua's still in the mix. Lamar Jackson's still in the mix. I don't know if Josh Allen's in the mix at this point. So I think that kind of the main candidates probably are like Lamar, Mahomes, Tua, and Hurts as of right now. But who knows? Maybe Jared Goff has a couple hot weeks and he gets in the conversation. Maybe Matthew Stafford has a couple of hot weeks. He gets into the conversation. Trevor Lawrence. There's so many different guys. But Hurts is someone who, we saw him really, be the number 2 guy at MVP odds last year. I don't see why he couldn't end up being number 2 or number 1 this year. And either way, if you're Philadelphia, okay, you would love to see him win an MVP. That's fun. But you have bigger ambitions this season. You're trying to, finally not have a great team end up losing. Condolences to any Phillies fans watching this video. That was a tough loss. But that's what you're hoping for right now, and a great way to win a Super Bowl is to have an elite quarterback. And, I put Jalen Hurts as a top 5 quarterback in my rankings this past evaluation, and I stand by that. That feels right to me. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And, of course, as always, thanks for watching.